the 19th of November 2018, a day where we get to celebrate different things. One being International Toilet Day, the second one being International Men's Day. And here at Brand Plus TV, we'd like to wish all the male staff here a happy International Men's Day. And also you who's watching at home, we hope that you've made the best out of your day. It was also the African Statistic Day, which was rather celebrated at the KICC. And that and so much more is lined up for you on this bulletin. That said, a very good evening to you and thank you for tuning into Brand Plus TV. It's always a delight knowing that you've taken your time and are keeping us company. I am Ondiro Ganga, ready to bring you up to speed with all the top stories making headlines. And as you know, we are all about business. Here is some of the glance of those stories.
And then the police band will give us
African Statistics Day 2018. What are the numbers saying?
Celebrate when?
We are in the agriculture sector.
Future Food Conference 2018. Well fed, maybe soon.
The government sector.
NSA Investment Challenge 2018 Award Ceremony. Are the youth the investment future? For Kenya to completely weed out corruption, there need to be official high-quality statistics to ensure transparency in all government functions. These remarks were made by Cabinet Secretary National Treasury and Planning, Henry Rotich, whose speech was delivered by PS Dr. Julius Muya at the African Statistics Day 2018. Take a look. The celebratory event held at the KICC brought together relevant stakeholders from different arms of government. The chief guest was Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Planning, Henry Rotich. In his speech, read by his PS, Dr. Julius Muya, CS Rotich highlighted the detrimental effect of graft on the economy and the government's dedication to weeding out the vice.
The government has waged a continuous war against corruption. This vice is associated with lack of transparency, is associated with weak governance, and is associated with non-inclusive development. And so corruption has negative effects in national development through various ways. For instance, undermining the mobilization of government revenue, jeopardizing the implementation of investment projects, discouraging the development and growth of the private sector, contributing to a misallocation of human resources, and then contributing to worsening income distribution.
dance troupe. They should be coming.
To this end, Vincent Okongo, Head of Research and Policy EACC, representing the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission CEO Halake Wako, said the Commission will be relying on data provided as an integral weapon on their relentless fight against graft.
In the fight against corruption can only be achieved when data is available, it is of good quality, and the analytical capability of anti-corruption institutions is top-notch. The Commission will continue to work with the KNBS and other stakeholders to ensure that we have at our disposal accurate, quality, and comprehensive data to support anti-corruption work, especially in policy development and the implementation of programs geared towards reducing the level of corruption and promoting sound ethical practices in our public service, the private sector, and the society in general.
Before I also come to the other one, I also wanted to recognize.
PS Muya also noted that accurate and high-quality data will go a long way in streamlining all government systems.
It is very clear to us in planning that to be able to achieve that, we need to be able to have very well-structured management of public and private corporate affairs in a fairly transparent and accountable manner, which then will ensure efficient and fair distribution of resources by strengthening our political, our judicial, our administrative, and economic corporate institutions to make them efficient, to make them transparent, to make them accountable. And so really this is working and moving in the right direction.
Besides celebrating the Statistics Day, Zachary Mwangi, Director General, Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, said they will soon launch a plan that intends to improve the quality of statistics in the country.
Within the strategic plan is to roll out a continuous survey program that will provide quarterly labor indicators as well as annual poverty estimates, among other indicators. And this will be a key milestone as the country prescribes to what we call the SDDS, that is a Special Data Dissemination Standard, which require regular periodicity in terms of production of these indicators, particularly so the labor numbers and also the poverty numbers.
In Nairobi, the DG said it is countrywide, and I've seen from the social media.
With the theme of this year's event being high-quality official statistics to ensure transparency, good governance and inclusive development, it is the hope of Kenyans that these statistics will come in handy in the war against graft, saving the taxpayers millions of shillings. On to matters agriculture now. The Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, in partnership with the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, KEPSA, co-hosted the Future of Food Conference 2018, themed Stimulating Agricultural Productivity in Order to Boost Food and Nutrition Security. Our reporter Karari John Wambugu tells us more.
That we are bringing as many people on board online.
Food security is part of the economic transformation program christened the Big Four Agenda. And today, the Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation together with KEPSA co-hosted the Future of Food Conference 2018 at Safari Park Hotel, Nairobi. Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation, Dr. Andrew Taimur, pointed out that the ministry will create an enabling environment for the private sector to be part of the scaling up food security.
The ministry will create an enabling policy environment to attract and engage the private sector in implementation of the food and nutrition security projects in the following areas. Infrastructure development, and I need not go into so many details, but it will include potato cold stores, common use for tea, value addition, automation of coffee factories and feedlots, auction markets, and so on. Input provision, fertilizer, lime, seeds, and so on. Mechanization, production of high-value crops for export markets, especially tea, avocado, macadamia, cereals for strategic food reserves through contracts. We also would like to see value addition by SMEs, particularly in the areas of tea, coffee, pyrethrum, cotton.
Thank you.
The President, Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA, Dr. Agnes Kalibata, highlighted the government and the private sector should work on easing agri-business.
We are still a little bit behind in the ease of doing business in agriculture. Kenya is doing a good job on the continent, probably number one up there. But even Kenya has a lot to do, again, based on some of the things that we have said. So we really are investing in working with the private sector, and I'm glad again about this relationship that is developing here, to continuously understand what is not working for private sector and to continuously think about how we can support the government to invest.
In an effort to learn from the best, Ireland Deputy Ambassador to Kenya, Lisa Doherty, highlighted the best practices that Kenya can borrow from Ireland.
How did we get here? Well, the key elements of our success, which we're happy to share with Kenya and do through a number of programs with the Embassy. Firstly, the role of the government in supporting growth through strategy and supports. 2, the cooperative movement. And 3, mechanization, using technology and learning. Agricultural growth through increased productivity can have huge benefits in stabilizing food prices, improving employment for rural people, increasing demand for goods and services, and stimulating growth in the wider economy.
Kenya's economy is heavily reliant on agriculture, but still the sector poses even a great opportunity for the country. Now, with less than 4 years remaining to 2022, all hopes are the government will do more work and less talk. Reporting for BULLETIN TV, I am Glory John Wambugu.
The Nairobi Securities Exchange and Smart Youth Investment Limited have today held the National Security Exchange Investment Challenge Award ceremony to recognize the 2018 winners. The competition is meant to provide an avenue for educating the youth on prudent processes of investment decision-making and risk management. Our reporter Daisy Wambua attended the ceremony and filed the following report.
As NSC, ours is to give you a chance of learning how to ride the bike without scratching yourself.
Geoffrey Odundo, Chief Executive Officer, Nairobi Securities Exchange Limited, while noting there has been an increase in the number of participants in the challenge, highlighted that the NSE was a platform for the youth to showcase their abilities in the financial markets.
Now, this challenge doesn't just provide you an opportunity to go into an event, compete and win and get a reward, but it also gives you an opportunity to showcase your skills to potential employers. Some of us have been able, some of your successful members have been employed in institutions and partner institutions, and we'll continue to look for more opportunities for the winners.
He went on to outline the plans NSE has put in place to ensure maximization of the challenge in matters investments.
We currently trade on the equities. We'll be introducing more products on this platform. As you're aware, the NSA is really developing new products. I believe you've heard of the Real Estate Investment Trust that we did in 2015, the Exchange Traded Fund, which we did in 2016. Next year, we're doing a derivatives market. So we're really broadening the offering. And that's just the best way to trade those products is, first of all, to understand how they trade.
While disapproving the myth that investing in the capital markets is for the old, the NSE Vice Chair Bob Karina encouraged the youth to avoid short-term investments and indulge more in the securities market to strengthen their strategic investment decision-making abilities.
Through the skills gained during the competition, the NSE has been able to break the myth that investing in securities is only left for the older guys. Young people have learned that they have what it takes to not only trade in various securities, but to also increase portfolio returns through strategic investment decisions.
The main objective of the initiative is to impart knowledge on investing in the securities and creating a culture of saving and investing in youth. It also seeks to enhance financial management and entrepreneurial skills among the Kenyan youth and create a sense of ownership, loyalty and association with the youth by reaching out to them and creating a unifying factor. Catherine Gitonga, Chief Executive Officer, Smart Youth, pointed out the need for the youth to prioritize other channels of investing apart from gambling.
And why we do this is so that there's a diligent habit of saving and investing among the youth. And for young people, it's always competing needs and wants for their money and their time. And for us to do this for over a decade, we're looking at having young people have responsibility in learning how to save and invest. We know your money is always competing with other competing needs like betting, and we're hoping that you will bring your money to the capital market so that it is invested there for a longer term, it's there for a purpose, and you're able to retire young and retire rich. And that is why we do this competition.
As she stated their continued support to the NSE initiative, Smart Youth CEO highlighted the opportunities that are available in the capital market investment platform.
We create financial literacy programs for youth, And our support to NSC Investment Challenge and NSC will continue going forward. And our support will also include supporting NSC in job creation and revenue generation. And in job creation, from next year, we want to work with agents who are participants of the NSC Investment Challenge in past years. And this agency model was tested during the Emakiba launch last year. And what we learned is the agency model has helped us penetrate more counties than we have had before. And this model will help us now get to over 80% of the counties in Kenya and hopefully get to all the 47 counties.
Chief Executive Officer Zamara Sandeep Raichura stated that for a country to achieve financial freedom, they ought to involve the youth as they are the upcoming investors.
Our higher purpose as a business, and our vision as a business is to create a financially secure and prosperous society. And what better way to do that than to promote financial literacy and start with the youth in our country, who are the very future of our nation. And I believe it's a very, very bright future that we have as a country.
He continued to point out the need to empower women and girls in financial matters, as well as investing in capital markets, as the impact on the economy would be great.
But if we mentor the girl child, and if we empower women in this country to be financially secure and invest, Catherine, I hope that's a new challenge that you can take up, we will have a profound impact on our country. It will be a huge, huge impact, right? Because of some of the research and experience that I have seen in this country.
The youth remain to be the greatest resource that Kenya has, and any efforts towards the economic empowerment is a welcome move if the country is to realize its development agenda. Reporting for Brand Plus TV Business News, I am Daisy Wambua.
All right, everybody smile.
Well, on that empowerment note, let us head for a short commercial break, but do stay with us as we still have so much more lined up for you on the other side, including some award ceremonies. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now let us head over to the award ceremonies and find out which brand is the greatest of them all. Super Brands East Africa celebrated 50 of the region's top brands at an acclaimed tribute award ceremony in Nairobi. Honored at the awards were 2017-2018 listings of top brands in Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. Our reporter Daisy Wambua attended the award ceremony and has more details.
The fifth biannual tribute award ceremony hosted over 200 CEOs, captains of the industry, movers and shakers, and noted personalities, with guest of honor including Honorable Mudi Awori and Vimal Shah, CEO at Bitco Africa, who was also a recipient of the award, among others.
He had confidence in me and said, why don't you receive the award on my...
In his keynote speech, Jawad Jafar, project manager Super Brands East Africa, acknowledged that the impact of the recognized brands is remarkable and touches a great number of lives.
That the 50 brands that we pay tribute to today are embracing change. You are at the very frontier of your industries, striving to push new boundaries and innovate. You span more than 12 industries and touch over 100 million lives. Not only do your brands impact consumers through meaningful products and services, but also your commitment to sustainability is profound. This is the power and reach of East Africa's most relevant brands.
The awards cut across multiple sectors of the economy. Among the many brands awarded with the super brand status in Kenya include Britam, Chandaria Industries, Dairyland, Darling, Equity Bank, the Kenya Red Cross Society, Safaricom, Royal Mabati and SportPesa, among others.
Azam TV from Tanzania.
While in Tanzania, they included Azam TV, ITV, Petrofuel, Red Gold and The Guardian. In Uganda, only Bank of Baroda and Radio 1 were featured as super brands.
This, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is the Super Brands book, Volume 5.
Super Brands unveiled their Volume 5 edition of the Super Brands book that features all our days, ranging from FMCG brands to corporate giants, several international brands alongside the region's strongest homegrown ones. Reporting for Brand Plus TV Business News, I am Daisy Wambua.
These are the Super Brands 2018.
The private and public sectors are being urged to uphold accountability through proper financial reporting and responsible corporate governance. This will say that the Financial Reporting Awards 2018 held at the Carnival Grounds, Nairobi. The theme of the awards was leveraging improved financial reporting and corporate governance for economic growth and development in the East African region. Take a look. One by one, adorned in African and symbol, tables filled up, companies hoping that tonight will be their night. However, before the winners of the nights were announced, industry captains took turns to share their thoughts.
Next online.
First was ISPERC CEO CPA Edwin Makori, who went on to clearly state that the main objective of the awards is not winning, but to provide participants with information that will help them improve on their financial reporting.
To the participants who participate in the FAR Award, the main objective is not to be able to know who is the winner, but being able to give that confidential information that gets back to the participants to be able to improve on their financial reporting, corporate governance reporting, and environmental reporting. This particular feedback is meant to be able to assist the institutions be able to communicate better to their stakeholders and for the public sector to Wanjiko so that Wanjiko is able to understand the funds that are given through our taxpayers' money and how they're spent and what value has it derived from the various activities that are going to be undertaken by the public sector.
That very tone was equally picked up by PSASB chairman CPA Bernard Ndungu, who congratulated the public sector for submitting their applications, stating that the awards seek to promote accountability, a value that cuts across in both the private and public sector.
Whether you are in the private sector or in the public sector, you are Kenyan. I am sure you would also be very keen to see improved accountability across the board. Whether you're in the private sector, you are partner in the public sector as well. So accountability is not only for the public sector, it is also for the public sector. And if you follow that wise saying that was said, accountability, they said security starts with me, isn't it? Now we are going to change that and say accountability starts with me.
Whoa!
Finally, the awards chief judge FCPA Dr. James Boyd took the podium just before the announcements of the winners, briefly urging all participants to uphold the high standards that are being set by Kenyans in financial reporting across the world.
Very often I compare financial reporting to marathon running. And it's a long and very sometimes painful process. And judging the FIRE Award this year reminded me of the third audit that I had to do when I was in EY. I went into the audit, the chief accountant left the company just at that moment, and I found a major error in the accounts, and I was working until 2 o'clock every morning for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's accounting for you. And again, I want to repeat something that I said in the conference yesterday. And those of you who were at the conference, forgive me for repeating this. But in 2006, Francisca Serem was voted the best employee in KPMG in the United States of America. And in the following year, Elizabeth Njai was voted the best employee in KPMG in the United States. Now, Francisca Serem and Elizabeth and Jai do not come from the United States. They come from Kenya.
At last, the moment everyone had been waiting for came. The first winners of the night were Kenya Tea Development Limited, representing the agriculture sector. Kakuzi PLC came in second in the same sector. Other winners of the night were DTB in banking category, CIC in insurance, and UN in SACCOs. The overall winners of the night being Samia Africa PLC.
Samia Africa PLC.
Well, congratulations on all the winners of the night. Let us now take a look at how the markets performed today. Here is a summary. That is just a summary of how the markets performed, but for more in-depth analysis of the same, tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for my next big bet with Rachel Nderitu and Karanja Daniel. Let's now take a look at the weather reports. Well, that was it from the news desk tonight. On behalf of everyone that made it a success, thank you very much for watching. Catch us again tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a fresh serving of business news making headlines across the globe. Good night from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same place, 9 p.m.